Hello Internet, and welcome to Arena Time here on ShoutStone. Shouth is here, and I wanted to first and foremost say that I'm sorry that there was no episode on Sunday. Sometimes that's going to happen. I strive really hard to do daily updates to this channel, but it's not my full-time job, and I don't get paid for it. So sometimes the responsibilities that I do get paid for, or those other responsibilities in life, they take precedence, and they force my schedule to be a little reduced, and I need time to not lose my mind. But anyway, we're going to pick up with Game 4 of Totalbiscuit's run through the arena, so let's get to it right now. It is Malfurion versus Uther. Totalbiscuit playing the part of Malfurion, the Druid, and Bastellara playing the part of Uther, the Paladin. So, I also just got a 3DS, and I bought Animal Crossing and Pokemon Y for it, and that takes up time. Lots of time. I also own Monster Hunter 3. I bought that too because I've only heard good things. I haven't even opened it yet. I haven't even started playing it because I don't have the time for that yet. So I'm going to wait until I start that game. But for right now, let's call this game that we got going on here. So, quick opening Murloc Tidehunter play. A couple of little Murlocs hitting the field. We're going to see how the Paladin player wants to respond. He's going to play a Light Warden. Don't know if that Light Warden's going to last very long. It could be a very fair trade for that Tidehunter. But instead he's going to hit it himself and sacrifice the lesser Murloc. So actually a smarter play there. By popping that hero power, he gained that extra point of armor, so he could just absorb the point of damage that he would take, and get that thing off the field before it causes any trouble. Seems reasonable enough to me. But, so small play starting so far. Silverhand Recruit on the field for Bastellara. Could play that Gnomish Inventor, get another card in the hand. Won't be able to do anything with it this turn, but still, it's always nice to have it out there. And the Gnomish Inventor is a pretty decent 4-drop. Alright, another couple points of damage being dealt to the Paladin player. I want a quick trade with that Silverhand Recruit. Playing the coin for a 5-drop here, Stampeding Kodo, which will quickly take care of that Gnomish Inventor. Alright, so from the 5-drop point, how does Totalbiscuit want to respond? Well, he's got a few reasonable options here. If I take a closer look at the hand, at least as best I can. Alright, he's going to play that Druid of the Claw, throw down Bear Form. So a pretty solid response to that Stampeding Kodo. Now it's all a matter of how does the Paladin player want to respond to this. Now I don't know if he has many beasts in that deck. If he did end up with a beast-heavy deck, it is Arena, so it's hard to say. But no, he will play that Silverhand Knight. Get that out with his Squire. And the turn is passed. So, the biggest threat on that field right now is that Silverhand Knight. It has... I mean, one thing obviously he doesn't want to do is allow it to be bounced back, so if the Paladin player has something like a Brewmaster card in his hand, he certainly wouldn't want to have it bounce back and be able to be played again to get more Clerics on the field, or more Squires on the field. But, alright, he's going to put down Hogger instead, so he will get one Knoll out on the field, which will give him a couple of damage absorption targets. Now I think the decision we're looking at right now is what to take out. He can't take out the Kodo yet, but he could take out the Knight and the Squire. No, the Knight or the Squire, excuse me. If he takes out the Knight, which he will do here, yeah, he's going to be reduced down to 2 HP, so that could be a fair trade for the Squire. Yeah, so I would say... Alright, he's going to Iron Beak Owl on Hogger to silence that Knoll producing effect. Get a Defender of Argus out there. So that buff alone is going to be sufficient for him to take out the 2 taunt minions and not lose a thing. So, good play there. See, it's hard to kind of think ahead of the plays when you don't know exactly what the opponent's hand looks like, so you don't know what options they have. All these thoughts I was having be like, oh, that'd be great, well, let's pull something into, you know, let's play something based off of this, but then you play that Defender of Argus card and everything changes. So, anyway, Mind Control Tech comes on the field, and he does allow him to steal that Kodo, so that'll be good to absorb 1 point of damage, or 1 attack. Now he could... Now he has to... Oh, is he... Yeah, he's going to use that to sacrifice on that, cleric... Jeez, cleric. Man, I keep calling it a cleric, and I don't know why. That's Squire, so now it's gone. And a quick semi-trade there. So now Hogger's reduced to 1 HP. Could be a fair trade for the Ironbeak Owl, unless he has something to bounce it back into his hand with. Doesn't look like it. Cult Master coming in. So he's going to make the trade. He's going to shield the Cult Master. So he's gone through a lot of steps to protect that Cult Master because it's going to make a significantly nice card battery if he can keep it up. Adventure Company Mercenary is a really awesome card. It makes just a super strong 5-drop. You know, despite the fact that it does increase the cost of, you know, playing all other minions, it's really nice. It can be very useful late game or in a spell-heavy deck. You know, especially if you design your deck around spells, you have that. It's a strong 5-drop, and who cares what the additional minion cost is? So, all right, another Druid of the Claw popping on bear form once again. Now it's a matter of choosing his attack. So he's going to take out 1 minion, hero power up. The Cult Master is going to be a problem at some point. He's going to pop that and take it out of play. Alright, so he popped that Divine Shield with his hero power and traded Hogger out for it, which I think is a reasonable trade. You don't want to leave that Cult Master on the field for too long, especially with it all buffed up like that. Oh, very key Blessing of Kings play on that Wind Furied minion. Gosh. I don't usually see it come into play. Alright, so 1 quick strike is going to allow it to do a little bit of damage, but it's going to have to burn both of those attacks. Yeah. Unfortunately, he didn't consider that, so he's going to have to burn that on the Druid of the Claw. Not the play he wanted to make. At least not yet. Overzealous type of attacking, if you would, but it's tricky. When you got a 1/1 minion, it's tricky to find a reasonable response to it. Usually when you play a 1/1 minion, it serves as a distraction because, or it serves as a slight kind of thing. Like, people aren't going to care too much about it. Alright, the focus now going on the hero. Now we got that 8/8 minion with taunt hitting the field and creating a big problem for the Paladin player, whose minions right now are itty-bitty tiny. Neither enough to do any reasonable damage. Ah, but Emperor Cobra is. However, it is asleep, and I'm sure it's going to be the hot target when the turn is passed. My guess is he's going to trade that Mind Control Tech for that Emperor Cobra and get it out of there, because that Emperor Cobra could shut down that Protector with 1 shot. So he's going to want to play that. I mean, his deck is clearly just a minion deck, plain and simple, for Totalbiscuit. Which means that Venture Company Mercenary, while a great card, is something you certainly want to play when you're later in the game, or at least when your opponent is a little further behind. Yeah, he hesitated a bit there. Gonna play that Azure Drake. Does get a card draw, another Loot Hoarder. I think right now he's basically just trying to play his options first. Getting that Cult Master out. Alright, now he is going to take out that Emperor Cobra. And he could just deal straight into the Paladin player. And that's indeed what he's going to do. Take that 8 points of damage. and pass the turn. So in theory, the Protector could die at the cost of 3 minions on this next turn. Here comes Stormwind Champion to buff things up a bit. So instead, it could be a trade of a couple minions. Alright, nope, just one. And there it is. So I think that was a worthwhile exchange. Alright, there goes the Cult Master, another reinforce, and I think the Loot Hoarder is going to attack Totalbiscuit, and there we have it. So, play still rolls forward. It has already reached the 10 drop. Both players are at about 10 health down, give or take a little bit, so only a third into the game, really. But we're at that point where things can change really quickly, and the whole tide of the game can shift back and forth pretty rapidly at this point. There are a lot of options in TB's hand. So I don't know exactly what he has, because I can see some of it, but, you know, obviously I'm not playing this game, so I can't just mouse over everything. Alright, he's going to play that Mark of Nature, give +4 attack to the Azure Drake. Still has lots of mana left, though. Another Druid of the Claw, throws down Bear Form once again. Alright, so going to take out that Stormwind Champion, pop his hero power, and take out the Silver Hand Recruit, and pass the turn. That's really all he can do at this point. Alright, Guardian of Kings comes out to do a quick heal. And he kills the Loot Hoarder to get another card draw. And the turn is passed. So, at this point, it's getting to the point where he's got to start to establish a big single turn strike to really start to make headway. Doing little strikes here and there, unfortunately, is not going to cut it too long against a Paladin player, because they usually have a lot of resources available to give them quick self-heals. And that's going to make your life very difficult. Alright, so Stormwind Champion, Loot Hoarder coming into play. Now, where does he attack? Well, I think he's just going to attack straight into the hero since he can't kill anything. Yep, and he does just that. So, that minion will die on this next play. That Guardian of Kings is probably going to strike out, take out that minion with Taunt. He does play the Ravenhold Assassin. Heals up the Guardian of Kings once again with that Earth Ring. Oh, jeez. Earthen Ring Farseer. Alright. Interesting play. He still has that Spellbreaker, but really nothing out on the field to Spellbreak. So, nothing really worth worrying about here. Now he is going to have to deal with that Ravenhold Assassin, which he cannot do anything about yet. Guardian of Kings can be taken out by the Stormwind Champion without killing it. But, yeah, there's... It's a tricky decision to make here. I don't think there's much concern to be had about this, the Silverhand Recruit. Alright, so he's going to trade the Loot Hoarder for the Farseer. He gets an Elven Archer. Not really what he wanted. Alright, he will take out the Guardian of Kings and heal it up. He has to move quickly. He's going to play that Elven Archer, take out the Silverhand Recruit, pop his hero power, and attack straight into the hero for a quick point of damage, and that's the turn. So, alright, so things are starting to come together for TB on the other side of the field. Strong minions are hitting. It's starting to become a reasonable threat here. Alright, Stormwind Champion gets taken out by the Ravenhold Assassin. I think that was a fair enough trade. Mogushan Warden now coming out. Murloc Tidehunter. So it's almost like we're back to the beginning of the game. The game has gone full circle. We're getting a lot of these little cheaper minions out now. I mean, Spellbreaker could come out to shut down that Mogushen Warden, and then all you're dealing with is, you know, 5 damage across 4 minions. That is not how Mad Bomber is supposed to work. Oh god. That is why Mad Bomber is a giant pain in the ass. It could have actually taken out some of those minions on the other side of the table, instead, it just decides to deal all of its damage to the hero. It's a fun card to watch, I'll give you that much. It's a hilarious card to actually watch in play, but it's a bastard of a card to actually put into effect. Alright, so another 5 points of damage being dealt to the hero, so he does use that Spellbreaker to shut down the taunt of the Mogushen Warden. Argent Commander comes in to take out that minion, and alright, so some of the major points of damage are being cleared out. Another Scarlet Crusader coming out. Now might be a point where using that Venture Company Mercenary could be a good call, but he's going to pop Nourish and draw 3 cards instead. Get Savage Roar, Cult Master, and Power the Wild. So some pretty good spell options here. I don't think he wants to play Savage Roar yet. Oh, but he will. Okay. Oh, and he's going to pop that Power the Wild to give everything 1/1. Oh, and I think he's done it. Well played, GG. Yeah, with a coordinated assault, he does manage to take out Bastilara and get another win. So that puts TB up 3-1 in this arena run. And there you have it. So that is going to do it for this episode of Arena Time. We'll be back on Wednesday with more Arena Time, and I'll be back tomorrow with more Hearthstone action. So I don't really have much else to say. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on Facebook and on Twitter. Links are in the description below. So subscribe to this channel for daily Hearthstone updates, and like, comment, favorite, whatever. That's all. Thanks a lot. I'll see you all next time.